I think sometimes you just really take into consideration who your audience are, and our audience are quite a mixed bag in terms of people have hopped on at certain points. Say some people came on at the point of everything must go and this is my truth. Then you've got the real faithfuls from the Holy Bible, etc.
Where's the strangest place you've heard your music?
Oh, well, the first time that felt really strange was I was watching Coronation Street with my mum. And the Rose Return jukebox.
And EastEnders was the same. EastEnders played Democracy Coma.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, good shout. James, Nikki, welcome back. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Hello. Blinded by technology
I
in
know.
the new building.
I know, this is it. How are you guys doing? Good?
Yeah. We've been up early this morning. We're feeling rather delicate.
What's early for the Manic Street Preachers?
God, 6:30?
That is
Yeah,
early.
that's early for nearly 56-year-old. Come
That's
on now.
early, yeah. I'll give you that
If I'm
one.
not walking the dog, that's early.
But it's sort of Promageddon time for you, isn't it? Critical Thinking, the new record. So how long ago did this all start in terms of chapters for you guys?
Oh,
The first song, I suppose you'd try and take it from the first song that was written, I
yeah.
suppose, wouldn't you?
Which was? People Ruin Paintings?
Between
Decline
those
and
two,
Fall?
yeah.
One of those.
I'd say perhaps nearly 3 years ago, perhaps 2.5.
Yeah.
I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a clip somewhere that said that you approached with a slight sense of urgency this time round.
Well, I had the cover of the album is a photo by David Hearn, who's a famous documentary photographer. And I had bought some of his prints, and to cut a long story short, he came to the studio to give him in person, which was amazing. I've always admired him. He's 89. He's still working. He takes pictures every day.
Wow.
And he did give me, a real impetus to think, why am I sat around moaning about not being able to do anything or just make an excuse not to work when really he's still doing that. He crashed into my car as well and I didn't even care. He just reversed as he was going and he waved and I waved him off. Oh,
Thanks for
worth
that.
it. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That was great. And was there this, I sort of read also that you did, the recording was sort of in different bubbles, I suppose. So some of it was remote, some of it you did it in a room together. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes you start an album with an MO or a kind of mission statement. A lot of times coming from Nico in the past, Nick and Richie. But we just went with the flow this time. And life's a bit more complicated now. We've all got kids of different ages. And sometimes somebody's taking somebody to orchestra and sometimes somebody's taking somebody to football and blah, 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 blah. So sometimes I'd go in the studio and just lay down an acoustic and a vocal to a click track. And then, Nick and Sean would come in and put drums and bass on it. And then on something like Hiding in Plain Sight, Nick was on the studio on his own just doing that. And then we come in and we pile in. Then there were other times when it's much more spontaneous, where we were all in the same sphere. So every song had its different story, really, which is quite strange for us because usually there's a thread going through an album. But we just kept picking stuff up as we went. And we just had a lovely natural groove where there was a sense of some kind of urgency, but it was never frantic.
Would you say that People Ruin Paintings, was that one of those moments where that kind of instinctive writing together of you being a band for like 30 years became quite apparent?
Yeah, especially when we got to recording it, when we just played in. That was one of the tracks we very much played in the room together and locked in on a groove.
Yeah.
It's true.
Which doesn't always happen, it doesn't happen. Some records are natural, some are actually quite cosmetic. The Motorcycle wasn't exactly a natural song to record, but it doesn't matter. But it was a lovely moment, just feeling Sean's kick drum and locking in with it. And James had done a really nice little live demo as well as a guide, because we wanted to keep that song very much in the live room.
Yeah, definitely, and you can hear that as well. Let's talk about the album opener, because it's a real statement of intent as soon as you hit play on it.
That's where the spike is.
But it's just really like, when I first heard that, I was like, oh wow, this is really interesting. And then it kind of launched into this like sort of the unique manic sound that we've always known, with the sort of push and pull and the question and answer between guitars and stuff. But talk us through that first point and the sort of mantra and the narrative through that, and the drive.
I just had a bass line and some programmed drums and an idea for a title and a chorus. But I didn't. It's the first time I didn't have any written lyrics. So I just went in on my own. It just happened that everyone else was busy, and I had this bass line, and I freestyle rapped.
You did,
for use of a better word. And then I sort of refined that and wrote the words down and did more takes, and just trying to illuminate the endless kind of corporate euphemisms that we've been sold over the last decade or so, these meaningless
Yeah.
fridge magnet philosophizers of, smart meters,
love.
smart motorways.
Yeah.
Just by using the word smart and putting it in front of something does not make it intelligent.
Yes, it's true.
And obviously
true.
they dumped smart motorways because there was people getting killed on a yard shoulder. So it wasn't particularly smart in the end.
Exactly. And then, of course, you did your song with lovely Lana as well.
Yes,
Um,
who I know you know.
Yeah, I do know her, and you did that performance on Jules as well.
Yeah.
So with that, with Nikki singing on that one, James, did that feel strange for you up live for the first time? What did you think? What do I?
Yeah, that
oh.
definitely felt different because it wasn't just only kind of Wire singing; it was Lana too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first time I've been trapped between two vocalists. Other times when if it had just been Wire, that wouldn't have been so strange. So yeah, just to be the guitarist between those two vocalists, yeah, it was quite strange, definitely.
Yeah.
But I have to, Lana did really add a lot. Because Wayne, Lana's husband Wayne, who plays with us live, who's played with us for 15 years, is it?
Yeah.
Something. I just really wanted something like Mazzy Star or Kirsty MacColl just to, and that's all I said. And she just sent it back within 2 or 3 days, and it was really magical and unusual as well. So.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So with this sort of all this texture, I imagine that the set's quite exciting to kind of pull together.
I think sometimes you just really take into consideration who your audience are, and our audience are quite a mixed bag in terms of people have hopped on at certain points. Say some people came on at the point of everything must go and this is my truth. Then you've got the real faithfuls from the Holy Bible, etc. So trying to find a set that balances to please all those people, which is important, because all those people are still buying our tickets. So to try and find a balance in the set is tricky, definitely. It's very tricky, but also enjoyable because to go from a song like You Love Us, Faster, to Design for Life, to Tolerate, there's a lot of hop, skipping and jumping between styles and intensity, It is keeps you on your toes.
And Saturday night when we did the 2 shows at Prism, we did 5 new songs. We did As She Is Suffering off the Holy Bible. We did Peeled Apples off Journal for Plague Lovers.
Oh, brilliant.
So on obviously some of the more standard tracks, but yeah, we did try. There's many wings to our party, as it's a broad church.
It's a broad church,
The cliche
definitely.
goes.
With the new record, is there any other instrument that you've brought out that you've never brought out before, or a certain kind of pedal or new amp that you've used, or anything added to the channel list this time round?
Yeah, this is deeply muso stuff.
It's an evening. You know me. Let's go.
This is a bit muso for me because I've forgotten the name of it already. It's a Martin electric guitar, which Martin are famous for acoustic guitars. But they did try to break into the electric market in the 70s and 80s. And they tried to bring out a guitar that covered the bass between Telecaster and Stratocaster. So it's got configurations of pickups all over it, which is really hard to understand. Anyway, it was a guitar I've coveted since 1990. Our old sound man, who I'm still friends with, had it. And he promised he'd give it to me one day. Then I was over visiting him and his family in Spain. I was like, Rob, where's that guitar? And he said, it's in the garage somewhere. I went and found it. It was in pieces.
Oh, right.
So I took it home. I did it up, and he said I could take it on tour if I fixed it. So it ended up being on the record, and I like to think it's given more texture to my playing. I'm not quite sure about that, but it's a Guild SE-800, I think it's called. Martin SE 800, I think.
Nice.
It is gorgeous. It's got such a beautiful spring to it, like Vinnie Riley kind of feel.
Yeah,
One of Paul Weller's Style Council era Roland Jazz Chorus amps is on the album as well.
Okay.
One of our guys.
He gave
works
us
for-
it,
He
yeah.
gave it to us. Yeah. So
Oh, nice.
there you go.
There you go. You see, it was worth asking, wasn't it? And when you get it back, the guitar, is it firmly yours now? Now you've done it and
They're in
fallen in love with
negotiations.
it.
Negotiations.
Don't start a war now.
Oh, no, I won't. Not on the public platform. I shan't. Let's talk about some of the other tracks from the album. If we talk about, Decline and Fall, obviously, I did feel that there was like the sort of question and answer and the push and pull throughout the record as a kind of theme, both in terms of melodies and lyrics and stuff like that. Would you say that is something that, not that you purposely went out to do, but in terms of songwriting and style, it just...
Well, something like Decline and Fall was so, kind of when I had the lyric off Wire, everything scanned so brilliantly. It felt like a single. It felt like it had so much intent to it. It talked about the times and us. and our place in the times that we live in. And so kind of it talked about the impossibility of everything and having to succumb to certain things in modern life. But I wanted there to be a defiance to that. So that's the push and pull to a certain degree. It's a push and pull between the lyric and the music itself, I think. And there's the answer and the call, of the piano and the guitar and the lyrics. So there is a nice dance going on there internally within the whole concept, I suppose, really.
Yeah.
And first time I heard it, I just thought it could just sound brilliant on radio. It's just we still think in those ways, and it was a massive radio hit, and it's still one of the biggest thrills we get is just being on radio.
Yeah.
Certainly for me, because I like numbers, and you get so many stats of streams and views and all that. They become a bit meaningless when you're talking about 80, 90 million streams for something for a couple of quid. It's just whereas if you say you're on a radio A-list, we're like jumping
it's brilliant.
around.
It's still a thrill. It is.
Yeah. Where's the strangest place you've heard your music?
And the first time that felt really strange was I was watching Coronation Street with my mum, and the Rose Return jukebox.
Nice.
On the TV.
Which tune?
And Mum,
Do you remember?
I think it was UK Channel Boredom.
It was something obscure.
Yeah, something
There was
really
a few-
obscure.
And EastEnders was the same. EastEnders played Democracy Coma.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, good shout.
I think I was with my mum for that as well. That was proper. Like, my mum's like, okay, you may be onto something.
You've
with
made
this.
it, son. You've
You
made
give
it.
up your place in Middlesex Polytechnic for something worthy.
Oh, I love that. The tour sold out
Yeah.
pretty instantly, didn't it? Barrowlands, a couple of nights in Barrowlands. I mean, it's some of your favourite venues here in the UK, right?
Absolutely. We're playing Friday and Saturdays to make it easy for everyone to come to. And we are quite multi-generational now, People who've been to us and grown up with us bring their kids and all that sort of stuff. So, Barrowlands is just spectacular. Shepherd's Bush. And we've never played Swansea Arena before, actually. It's the first time we're playing there.
It's a new venue, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that'd be
Looking forward
great.
to that. Manchester Apollo. And it's nice. We can just treat them as a weekend away with the Manics. It's a nice treat for us and our fans.
I find it fascinating to see how much sort of thought goes into planning and things like that in terms of, we'll do it Friday and Saturday because of the multi-generator. I find that aspect of it really, really intriguing for a band of your level to still be so concerned about that. It's great.
I'm a bit more random.
A random ball of energy. It's kind of important that, one, you don't take anything for granted the longer you're in it. And I like all that side of it anyway,
Yeah.
booking hotels.
Oh, that was nice. We'll go back there.
Indeed.
I know a lot of that goes on. Our crew likes it as well. It's just like a 3-day working week for them.
Yeah.
It's gone back
Lovely.
to the 70s,
Well, I sit here sometimes, I play bands like Coldplay, and I think, God, their management must be like, what are they going to do next? They've done everything. And I was talking about it on the radio, and then I read the headline next day, they've sent it to the International Space Station. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing they could think of to do. Well, thank you. It's lovely to see you both.
Same to
See you
you.
again.
Same,
Have a
thank
great
you.
tour. Thank
Thanks,
you.
then.
Thank you.